I wanted to share with you some features of PowerPoint that we're not currently using at Oakwood that I think would offer some useful benefits. Let me begin by showing you two presentations side by side to illustrate an important difference. The bottom PowerPoint is basically Sunday's presentation, and the top looks pretty much the same. However, the top has some major fundamental changes behind the scenes that should make it tremendously easier to work with. The major difference here is that the top uses an outline, whereas the bottom does not. The bottom one is what we've used for the last 5 years, and every single one of these slides is basically the same. It's a black background, and there are two boxes on top of it that people have spent a lot of time trying to format to look just right. The top, I typed everything in outline form, or copied and pasted into outline form, and there are a lot of different templates, slide templates that I've created that are choosable. Let me just illustrate that, probably not with this song or this liturgy. Let's go to Hark the Herald Angels Sing. So just for comparison's sake, here's where is Hark the Herald Angels Sing? I can't see it in outline form. There, this one. So this is the slide we showed on Sunday, and this is what it currently looks like. Obviously, they're a little different. For instance, here, almost all the entire words are on one slide, whereas I've split that up into 2 slides. To change those sorts of things in our old format is kind of difficult. You'd have to copy and paste this. You may have to duplicate a slide. You might have to copy this entire box and paste it in there and so forth. In outline form, you can make those sort of changes pretty quickly by just pressing Tab or Shift Tab or Enter to create a new slide and all that sort of things. So, for instance, if I wanted to create all of this and put it all on one slide, I'm going to backspace, and now all of the entire first verse is on one slide. Now that's a little too big. Maybe I wanted to put the break after this. So I'll hit Enter, and I'm going to hit Shift Tab, and that created a new slide here. So, or no, I don't like that. I'll just backspace and put it back together. Maybe I want the break here, and so forth. Another thing is each of these, if I press Tab, I can cycle through a handful of different changes that look kind of cool. For instance, if I hit Tab, it moves it over. That you probably expect. If I hit Tab again, now it's centered that line. If I hit Tab a 4th time, now it's centered that line and made it italics. I don't know why it's looking weird here, but and if I hit Tab one more time, now it's produced the well, you know how at the end of each slide it looks like CCLI numbers and all that sort of stuff? Well, that's the format that we use for that. So, anyway, let me maybe make this nice to have the outlining tab a little bit larger if you're going to work in outlining form. But anyway, all those different things were found by pressing Tab and Shift Tab and Backspace and Enter and so forth. Now, why is this a big deal? Well, for one reason, when we came in on Sunday, the first thing I noticed after creating the PowerPoint and knowing what it looked like, I saw a gigantic stable on the stage, and it blocked a good portion of the left-hand side of the screen. In fact, sitting on the left-hand side of the congregation, I couldn't see a good chunk of the words. For instance, Joyful All You Nations. I would not, if I hadn't known that that was the next line in the song, I wouldn't have been able to sing that. On the right-hand side of the congregation, it probably wasn't an issue because you could see through or behind the stable, but we couldn't see much at all. It would have been really nice if we could have taken a few minutes and changed the PowerPoint so that the people on the left-hand side weren't left in the dark. That would have been a major undertaking to do with our old format, because every single one of these slides you'd have to go to the box and adjust it and slide it over, and now it doesn't look right, and I got to change the font size or stretch it out here and hope and pray that it works and all that sort of stuff. Or, oh man, I wish I could put this on a second slide. I can't really do that very easily. I have to copy and paste this and all that sort of thing. With this new format and having everything in an outline, we can go to Layout here and change with a handful of different templates. For instance, this will project things on just the right 2/3 of the screen, or this on the left 2/3 of the screen, or you could center it and cut off a couple inches, which corresponds to a couple feet on the big screen on either side, or we could use our widescreen template. So let me go back to where I had this, with a slide there and not a slide here, and actually I want the chorus emphasized, so I'm going to center it and actually put it in italics. That was 3 tabs in. But if I go to the slide view and select the song Hark the Herald Angels Sing, that was the worst one because it was just so widely formatted. And let's go to create it on the right 2/3 because there wasn't anything blocking the right hand side of the screen. So now each of these slides is automatically centered, or not centered but shifted over, and so the stable that would have been right here isn't causing a difficulty. Now you can see some of these words didn't show up or kind of broke on the wrong part of a line and so forth. That's not a huge difference to change. We can go here and either press enter, or sometimes shift enter is nice because it puts that indent in there for you, but we can tweak this without too much difficulty. And so forth. And anyway, I hope you can see a little bit of the benefits from doing it that way. Another benefit is maybe we wanted to change colors. Maybe we want everything to be yellow today because I have no idea why, but again, with our current PowerPoint format, every single one of these boxes I'd have to go in and change and make every single one of them yellow, or bigger font size, or a different font. We don't want to use Arial anymore. We want to use something more formal or less formal, or whatever. Again, that's a nightmare of a change to do with our current format, but here, if you understand a little bit about how slide masters work, which I could do, or so forth, if I view the slide master, and let's just make everything red. Horrible idea, but suppose we wanted to make everything red. When I close the slide master, notice now everything is red. That was an instant change for the entire PowerPoint, instead of just having to go through slide by slide by slide and so forth. Another thing, I know that it's nice for me to be able to copy and paste or print just the words for singers and all that sort of stuff. Currently, in order to do that, I got to go slide by slide and select all this, or Control A to select all of it, and then copy it, and then go to the next slide and copy it and paste, and then go to the next slide and copy and paste, and all that sort of stuff. With outline format and everything typed here in this outline, I can select everything from here. I did that really quickly by doing Control A, and then copy it, and then I can open up Word or something like that and paste it instantly. So let me create a new document, and I'm going to paste it special so that I don't have all the formatting. I just want the words. So there, I've got all of those words, and I can create new pages and print them off or make them bigger or smaller or whatever. Even quicker than that, if literally all you want to do is print off the words within PowerPoint, you can go to Print, and there's an option that allows you to print the outline. Instead of printing slides, you can print the outline, and you can see that each of those different things shows up. If you only want the call to worship, then instead of doing all slides, you just select the first 4 slides or something like that, and it will print that off. Before, if I tried to print off the outline here, I just get blankness because there isn't anything in the outline. So anyway, that's a little bit of differences between using an outline and not using an outline. If this sort of thing makes sense, if there's some buy-in to this, if you think that you'll use this, then I'll show you some ways that we can create those outlines a little bit more quickly and easily. But if this is too much newness and differences, well, then we can continue to use things the way we've always done it. That's not going away, but I do think that this would benefit a lot of different places. So I'd appreciate your feedback as to if you think this is worth looking at and going into a little bit more, or if it's you think it's too difficult to learn, then that's fine too. So anyway, shoot me an email, and I would appreciate it. Thanks. Bye.